Well, if you tried getting a U-Haul truck rental lately or looking for an apartment to rent or a home to buy, you've noticed there's been an issue. The mass migration happening from blue states to red states, particularly like Florida and Idaho and other more free states, has caused a pricing surge. That includes also states like Texas and Utah, who are feeling the burn. Now, in Idaho, for example, the home values have risen 28% over the last 12 months. That's according to the housing app Zillow. The surge in pricing, this is pricing out a lot of the first-time home buyers and even pricing out red state natives. Now let's bring in the Idaho Lieutenant Governor and Idaho gubernatorial candidate Janice McGeachin. Lieutenant Governor, this is a crisis that's facing a lot of red states. Now, I particularly have a lot of friends in Florida who are complaining about the housing prices, rent going up, and their wages aren't necessarily going up. I don't know, we can talk about how much you're seeing that in Idaho, but what can red states do to ensure that, like in Idaho, that Idaho natives aren't being priced out?
Well, first of all, Emerald, good morning, and thank you for inviting me onto your show. I've followed you over the past few years, and I really appreciate your fair reporting on issues that are happening in our country. But the question that you raise is,
thank you.
This is a concern that's happening in our state. We are one of the top fastest growing states in the nation. The reason why is because Idaho, the people of Idaho are very conservative. We're ruby red conservatives here in Idaho, and people that are coming from other states, whether it's Florida, California, Washington, Oregon, they're coming to Idaho because they're fleeing the states that have been taken over by the left radicals. And so it is a challenge to our state to manage that growth, but a part of the solution to that is doing more to support the people of Idaho. I don't know if you are aware that 62% of Idaho's land is basically off the tax rolls because the federal government won't allow us to properly manage our own lands and our own resources. If we could put that land back into productivity, then as the people come into our state, the burden of the growth and the services that are required, for roads, schools, fire, police, we will be able to manage that much better if we can put that land back into productivity. Another thing that we need to do here in Idaho is quit giving special interest tax incentives to outside corporations that do not favor America. Just last year, there was a bill passed to give a special tax incentive to Facebook and Meta now coming to Idaho, which is a company that does not share American values. We're giving away our resources and giving special tax incentives to these large corporations to come in to our state. And that makes no sense. We need to do more. We need to get rid of those special interest crony deals and do more to support our own existing small businesses in Idaho.
And just to clarify, this is actually happening under a Republican administration in your state, right? Republican Brad Little, who you are challenging in the primary that's just days away for governor.
Yes, and this is unusual in most states where a lieutenant governor would challenge an incumbent within their own party. But in Idaho, both the governor and the lieutenant governor run on separate tickets. So we are not running as a team, as a platform. And over the last 2 years, our governor has shut down our state, just like other blue states. He declared businesses in Idaho to be unessential. He restricted our access to go to church. We could go to the liquor store, but we couldn't go to church here in Idaho. Idaho was one of the first states in the nation to issue citations to small businesses for opening out of necessity, and also arresting people for singing hymns outside of City Hall in Moscow, Idaho. So these are some things that a lot of people have been awakened to, the blue leadership that we have here in Idaho. Even though the people of Idaho are very conservative, we have leadership that is out of touch and emboldened by the radical left, and that's the reason why I'm running for this position, because it's really important that we fight to protect our state.
You know, it's really interesting that you have these blue state refugees running to Idaho, given that it sounds like it was a little bit like California, but now you definitely push back against those vaccine and mask mandates. There were stories about the separation then between you and the governor, and how you were opposed on certain issues. What else separates you from Brad Little, would you say?
Well, we have a completely different management style. He has been managing from an authoritarian position, top-down approach. My approach is more collaborative. I think that when we deal with these challenges, the growth and whatever it is that we need to deal with, and I think Idaho has so much potential and so much opportunity if we would just get the government off our back, free up our natural resources, think creatively outside of the box. And so my approach is more collaborative, to work together with the other constitutional officers in the state and legislative leadership to provide a pathway forward for our state and for our nation. We have some of the largest reserves of rare earth minerals here in Idaho, cobalt, thorium, and we can become energy independent right here in Idaho. But it's because of this cumbersome government that prevents us from being able to maximize our potential here in Idaho.
Well, it's certainly a beautiful state. I'll say that. I've been seeing a lot of pictures of it lately. Thank you, Idaho Lieutenant Governor Janice McGeachin. Thank you so much. We'll definitely be watching your primary. It sounds like it's going to be pretty interesting. You'll have to come back.
Thank you, Emerald. I appreciate what you do as well. Thank you so much.